I hope everything's working. I kind of just went live this morning. I normally check things to see if they're going to be working, but I don't know. Just a little tired today, I guess. Move this a little bit over here. Little mini girl over there in her bed. What was I gonna do? What I was trying to do is just... Okay, no, this doesn't work at all. Cool. No, alright. Am I just rotating a little, like really, really infinitesimally small amounts, or am I not rotating at all? Because it feels like I might be not rotating at all. What just happened to my screen? Oh. Oh, hey, Karazest. Got some little crabby little crabby claps going on. How's your day going? Okay, yeah, so I think no, I'm not rotating at all. Edit breakpoint, look input dot, let's go like square. Let's do magnitude is greater than 0. Okay. So now negative, okay. So 171 and yeah, okay, so that's a lot of movement. But then I go down here and now what have I scaled it down to? 0, 0, 0. Huh. Oh, these freaking ints. Oh, they are freaking ints. Okay. Thank you for the bless you. You're counting your days till vacation. You're going on vacation soon? Where are you going? Or are you just taking days off? I know that's pretty common too. Okay, so the problem is that I was multiplying it by a value. That's not great. Okay. What I wanted to... I can probably go 1F like this, and it might work. Just force it into believing that it's low. So yeah, let's go here. Da, da, da. So let's try to figure out what this mouse sensitivity issue. I didn't like how I got to where I got to on my previous thing. You know, I was sort of thinking, I think what most people want, and I think this is probably especially true when you're someone that wants the inverse, is if you kind of imagine your mouse cursor being in the center, right, of the screen. If I move as if my mouse cursor was going to move here, I think most people would expect that they're looking now like where my mouse cursor is. I think that's probably what most people expect, right? Like I move here, now I'm looking at where my mouse cursor now is. It was just inversed for the inverse people, right? They think, well, I'm dragging it, so I'm dragging kind of like where my old view was down there. So I'm trying to mimic that. I think I have a way of doing it, but we'll see. In 2 weeks, I'm going to drive 12 hours to visit my uncle, so all work and no fun, then actual proper vacation in August. Okay. 12 hours. Damn. I mean, that's not that long when you like think about like, at least where I live. If you want to like go to the next province, that's like a 14-hour drive sometimes. So, but that's got to be like, are you still in Finland when you drive 12 hours, or are you just like going to the other side of Finland? Because I didn't think Finland was that big, but I guess it doesn't have that many mountains either, right? It's mostly flat, or does it have mountains? I always thought it was kind of flat. Yeah, it's really... No, one sec. So if I go... Yeah, so this obviously is not doing it either. Yeah, you feel weird because the camera has a handle. I can totally understand the logic where people like when you think I always think about it as like you like the touch inputs, right? And you're like scrolling. How that works compared to like um, moving the mouse, right? I'm just trying to figure out this. It's functioning as I think it probably should, but it's feels like it's too slow. Because this is every update. Is there anything else here? I'll check. Horizontal turn speed is fine. Inverted X and mouse sensitivity. So everything's actually making this higher and it still feels very low. Okay, well, I guess we'll actually have to calculate because if I'm so Finland is like 1,700 kilometers from the south to the north. I'm not even going too far north. Huh. I'm just, this is the province I live in. This is not where I live, but I'm just clicking on the bottom here. I wanna go directions from, okay, let's do Vancouver. I don't know what's the, let's go to lower post. Directions from there to from Vancouver. Just a casual 23-hour drive. 2,000 kilometers. It's bigger than Finland. Oh yeah, I forgot how much farther up Finland goes. I thought it was like more like ended here. It always looked very marshy to me, but like I guess it's cold marshes. It's just got like so many little lakes, right? It's really cool. I remember flying over it once, and I just saw like tons and tons of like water. It was really cool. I love maps. I don't know, like just looking at maps is cool. I guess there'd be mountains up here, but yeah, I don't think there was mountains in the main little section. Yeah, like the Helsinki area, I assume then. That's probably the big area. Marshes with berries. Best type of marshes. Okay, so Are these both just fine? Okay, they're both just fine. So there's actually some math here that I need to kind of figure out. So I think the reason why this doesn't work. So this is giving me. I need to draw this out in paint. This is a paint. This is a paint question. Okay. We'll draw it out the paint. So if I have my cursor here and I move it down to here, there's a certain amount of pixels Y, right? Because it's up and down, and I'm basically moving. That I've now moved. Now, if we want this so that my camera turns from the angle that it's facing towards this dot to then face towards that dot, there would be a calculation that we could make. Now, it's kind of odd though, because I don't know like I could. In this case, I don't know how far back the camera point is, right? So if I'm looking at my screen compared to the dot, right? Like, so is my dot that I'm comparing to here, or is it like way back here? Because how else do I do triangulation of that? Otherwise, it's just a bunch of pixels. But I should be able to think of a mathematical way to tilt my camera so that it now faces this point instead of this point. I guess it doesn't really even matter. Does it matter the angle? Because no, it would matter how close you are, because the triangle would, right? So like if the screen's here, for example, right? If my point of reference is here versus here, that's a different angle. But yet there should still be a way. There is an angle amount that I'm having to rotate to get my look from here to here. Now, what would that be? How would I even think about that? If I knew this, the point there, that would be easy. But then I don't know the distance. So what I was trying to do here is I got basically a percentage value of the screen that I'm moving. But I'm not even sure if I need that. I would probably need because I'd have Y and I want this angle, right? Isn't it? So if I knew both of these angles. I guess the better way to draw it would be that I have this one, I have my point of my camera here, and this should be straight, right? And then I have some other point that is y distance away, and I want to know what angle would I have to turn this point to face down here, right? And so this is a 90 degree. The question is how do I... Yeah, because I don't know what this is. I don't know what the length is. Just like it's a weird problem because I want the cursor to move down. All those people that said math class wouldn't be useful in figuring out trigonometry. I use this stuff so much. I'm just trying to find the... I'm just trying to figure out... Okay, yeah, so this is the value that's kind of puzzling me. Okay, so what I'm trying to do is, right, I have a point here, right? So I'm currently looking. If I move my mouse cursor down a certain amount of pixels, right? That's what I'm trying to see. Right, so this is where my mouse cursor was. This is now where my mouse cursor is on my screen. Right? It is moved down, right? And what I'm trying to figure out is how much do I need to rotate my person to achieve the goal of when I move my mouse like down, my screen effectively moves that amount of pixels directionally, right? That's kind of like, I think, the base feel that I want. So I have a point here. If I move my... if I move down, I should be looking basically now where my mouse is. Right? But it's definitely not doing that. Or I guess, I mean, in this case, it should be moving. It should be like halfway between because my mouse is still moving, but so the screen would be weird, but like halfway, because if we're imagining kind of my mouse is stuck here, but the amount that I move is the amount that we actually go. And so that's what I'm trying to figure out. How do I map that? And all I have basically is I have the point that I'm, I guess, currently looking at, and then what would be my new point with a certain amount of pixels difference. I guess what I could do, so okay, so this is what I could do. So I can go, I have a reference to my camera here, right? Yeah, I have player camera. So we have screen, if I go screen to world point, and I take yeah, so if I I can probably figure out, okay, so I can figure out a way to make this prettier in a second, but player camera. First, I'd want the center screen. So vector to center screen is something like this. Times 0.5f. Okay. And then vector 3 center screen world, and then new so then I take this plus that. This is, I'm not going to need that. And then now I have two vectors. So now, I mean, I should have two vectors basically coming out of the world. No, these aren't vectors, these are points. Frick.
Um, Where is screen pointer array? This doesn't actually give me any. Yeah, this is probably gonna go to some internal internal thingy. Although, let's just go back over there for a second. Position a 3D point. Okay. Let's not show that. Okay. In general. So you want to move cursor from A to B and have environment pixels sort of. I need to get the angle of which I would need to use to move that, basically. Because I basically need to know how much do I need to tilt my camera up or down or left and right to achieve that value. That's what I need to actually know. And so I'm getting... This is probably not the final math, but I just want to see if I can use this to understand kind of what I'm trying to do, and then... So now these are two directions. And if I do a dot product of them, that would give me C# angle of two angle between two directions. Sure, it should be the same thing. Okay. Yeah, so A10. Okay, and then I just need to convert that into the proper thingy. So because so eventually I basically want a float horizontal angle. Because in reality, there's probably some constant value that I can multiply this by, this look input, that would then result in a pretty seamless value. But and I can basically tweak horizontal turn speed to be that. I just need to know what it is. So for the horizontal angle, so this is the X. I'd basically be taking so the X would be X and Z, right? That I'm using, I would be ignoring Y in this case. I just go, hey, Polygon. It is still my morning. It is 5 a.m. Okay, let's just go. Just, you know, doing some complex trigonometry questions. It's what you do to wake up in the morning, I guess. It's what I do. I don't know. Cool Kids said it's what they do too. So, you know, here I am. So I want to try this. Is that it? This is it's most likely wrong, but it might be right. So we'll see how it goes. Thank you for eating the biscuit too. This is the X, and then got X. Sup was poppin'. Hey, brother. I think you're just gonna be. I'm just gonna call you brother now every time, and we're gonna live with it. It's just gonna be how it is. Color smoke pops out. Yeah. Okay. Actually, so I guess. All right, and then I have to do the whole times math f dot rad to deg. Okay, and we'll actually set this to look input dot x. And then we will copy paste this. We'll change this to Y. We'll change this to Y. And wait, no. I think this was supposed to be Z still, yeah. I don't feel confident not working. All right, we got a new pick. Your movement is X in cursors. Yeah. Variable change in environment. Arctan of X over Y. Yeah. So I do know that. I just don't know what Y is. That's the problem, right? And that's what I was trying to like break my brain about. I was like, well, how do I know this? Like, what is this? So that's why I needed to use this function to get a direction, because I don't know, I got 2 directions now, and so it points in 2 days. I can then get an angle with those 2 directions. But who knows if that works. I also have to change horizontal turn speed and vertical turn speed so that they are not 5 is one thing. I'm also thinking that this is not going to work very nice. Like, I put this in standalone, but I should probably actually have a wrapper for like mouse and keyboard, using mouse and keyboard, versus controller, because controller, it should actually be frame limited, right? Like if you're holding on the stick, you shouldn't be able to move faster than a certain amount of distance. Over time, if your frame rate is different, you shouldn't move faster. Yep, that would definitely be a thing that I'll have to do. Okay, I also didn't. Okay, so I need to change one thing. FPS, flare. Just change this to 1 temporarily. So I want, for the science, I need that to actually be not what it is. Oh my god. Okay. Yep. Well, that's usable. Yeah. I could totally work my game like this. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I know exactly where I'm going, guys. Don't worry about this. I'm looking exactly where I want to be. You may think this is a little crazy, but you know, this is actually what I wanted. Hope you guys don't have stroke issues, because it's kind of flashy lights. All right. So I was missing some chats. Okay, that's some complex camera controls. I usually go with the silly way of making an object, sticking it to the camera to follow, and the camera just forces the aim object to move. I mean, the mouse forces the object to move. My motion sickness got motion sickness. Yeah, okay, so... Yeah, I mean, yeah, Ryan Brothers probably got a better way of... a simpler way of moving it, but it's just... But there is a way to math this, and that's why I whenever there's a mathematical solution up in the air, I want to find it, you know? Or actually, and I guess, should have changed my, I think my camera sensitivity. Oh, maybe, oh, I also hadn't saved this. So, it's most certainly definitely still wrong, but, it was multiplying whatever I was doing by 5 there. I don't know, I just like to prove that, like, you know, all those math classes I took in high school were not worthless, you know? So it makes me happy when I can use like an A10 or a sine or something like that to do something cool. Most of the time it's A10 though. Or dot product. I love dot product. There's no better function than a dot product. Can't convince me otherwise. Karazest, you went through math university. Do you have a favorite math function? Or is it, or am I the only person in the world that's geeky enough to have a favorite math function? Okay, 109. Oh, so. Just for now. Maybe just focus on the X. You can just temporarily set look Y to 0. I did too much math in school and college and uni, and I'm just heard do I want to be that. Math is so much fun. Okay, so I'm just trying what the X. Yeah, so not even the X is. Hmm. It's weird. Okay, you know, probably is the better way. Is Unity a new input system mouse look controls? Why don't we just see what people have done? You know. Hmm. Interesting. Hey, too much tomato. How's it going? I switched input systems in Unity, and I think I was overthinking it. It led me to some dark places, um, of using too many math questions, and I think they're probably right that I should probably just use. Basically, this is how the old way worked, right? And they're just saying you just swap that out with this times smooth delta time. I so badly want that to work. So let's just test that and see if it does work. And then if I don't have to do fancy math, it's fine. And if that does work, I didn't even know there was a smooth delta time. Smoothed out time.delta time. Interesting. Okay. If it does work, then, that'll work for controllers too eventually. Yeah. Sure. Let's try that out. We'll go into this, though. I'll switch back I assume I have to go back to 5 and 5 here. Because that's what I had it before on. Now they were doing some smoothing, I think, in their function, but I just want to check. Smooth damp. Current mouse delta, target mouse delta. I wonder why they're doing that. Current target. So current, I assume, is whatever they did last time. Ref mouse delta velocity. Current mouse delta. And smooth time. Interesting. See if I have to do that. I'm just, right, I did recompile, right? I don't think I did. Why do I do this to myself? Let's just check, but I'm pretty sure I didn't recompile. Maybe I did. Okay. It's probably too sensitive again, but let's just give it the mouse test, right? Okay, so I'm gonna move to there. Yeah, it's a little bit too sensitive, I think. It's not too bad though. And this is checking sensitivity, yeah. Okay. Also, one reason everybody likes Cinemachine, I think it's called that, it's just has auto aim at object, and just moving the object around your player is easy. And for collision checking, you just raycast to that object and get stuff in between. Just an auto aim at object. Around your player is easy. Yeah. So I wonder if I just... If I go like 4 here. Yeah, it does feel a little jittery. I could try their smooth damping. No, so that's, yeah, that's what this code was using before, right? They had current mouse delta, current mouse velocity, which I don't even think they use. Just put it as a ref. So I guess they needed something. And they put it into smooth damp. So I can throw that in. We'll see how it works. Op config, camera rotation config. Throw that in. Smooth mouse X. Why do you want to do 1 over camera sensitivity? Wouldn't that make it like... It would lerp slower as your camera sensitivity goes up? Which seems weird to me. Wouldn't you want it higher? Your camera sensitivity want it all? Let me... Okay, so... Right, and then they also had the 2 other values. Didn't document that section. Guess I should put these in down here or something. That's effectively, though, what the smooth damp is going to do. So we think this. So we just go. So this is actually this. And then I think the rest I have as just underscore values. And then I should actually rename this to be more like current move delta. Because again, it should be actually usable on it's actually accent. It's more like look smooth. Not move, right? Okay. Let's see if that makes it a little nicer. I don't know. It's still kind of an approximation. It's not quite what I was hoping to get to. But it works well enough. It should be fine. All right, I never changed the base sensitivity. An FPS player. Definitely feels a little high right now, but if I go F8. So like logically, if it works perfectly, it should come back. Like you should be able to have your mouse get centered on a point, and then when you move up, and then when you move back, it should be basically the same spot. Which I think it's mostly doing right now. It's a little bit off, but like it's close enough that's probably gonna be fine. I think most people are gonna find this too sensitive though. by a slight amount. So I think most people that came into the game, when they did adjust my sensitivity, like the mouse sensitivity, they adjusted it down from what I have. So I guess I'm liking my mouse to move quite a bit. Oh, it feels like it lags a lot though. I can't tell if that's just the game though or not. Okay, yeah, that was the game. Okay. All right. I think this is good enough for now. I shouldn't be. You're like at 0.2. Yeah. Let's go. I'll put this at like 1. And then for people that want it higher, or like 1. Just let's try it at 1. One more time. I was just about to, let's just say I need to leave this behind and just go on, but I'll just delete this. You know, it's not worth the amount of time that's gonna fry my brain to. I already have kind of a follow, but this is just this isn't actually my camera, it's just my flashlight. I actually kind of wonder if I should be. I wonder if I should just move this into late update. Can I do that and nothing complains to me? Foot sounds. Bob speed. Damn, okay. So I can't move that part into there. Can I move this part? I just want to know if that makes it any smoother. You're supposed to move. Well, you're supposed to do a lot of the camera movements in late update, but I'm not sure if that's only if you're doing like follows and stuff like that. So we'll see. We'll see. And then after this, I need to also move this out of main view. I hate all the little dots. Someone's talking to me in some other place. I guess I'll look at it later. Too many discords that like to ping me. All right, let's go. Okay, so that has the effect of not even letting me move. Which is interesting. Okay, fine. We'll put it back. Not touching this anymore. Because I need to just keep going through. I need to switch all my other inputs, basically. That's the thing I need to do now. Is actually get to doing this. Because I still, every single other thing that uses these inputs should use the new system now. Okay, I don't care if character top-down uses that. Get access flashlight manager. So the other thing I want to do though is probably generally get away from doing this to instead having a and so the last fun I had in recent was making a part swap for selected body parts and ingesting render message / materials and hacking bones that are different sizes, or maybe chucking. Bones were the most unfun part, and all that in runtime and for multiplayer. Yeah, I would probably wouldn't want to touch that code either. So I'm gonna say private input action. Yeah. Charge flashlight underscore here. And in initialize, we're gonna go grab that. Equals dot instance dot, yeah, okay, it's dot inputs. This is player dot charge flashlight, and then I can just use this. Dot read value load. I believe that's basically what this was doing, right? Yeah, I was getting value and reading it. Okay. But this way I'm not doing like a lookup every single frame for these type of things. So I might actually, I wonder if I should deprecate these type of things so that I'm not having to use them as much. I'll comment it out for now. This get vector is used by one thing that I don't really even care about that much, but so leave that for now. Then we just do have the buttons now. Now, yeah, I could actually just change. These ones are like debug, so I actually might just want to make them fully debug. So those are debugs. So then there's that one, which I'm just trying to quickly go through a lot of these to see if there's any reason why I need to have this. Because the better way is them to get their inputs that they care about. So many of these are cancel. So there's the HUD, which should open other things. The thing that I think with the new input system is so they have maps, right? And hypothetically, you're supposed to kind of switch between contexts. And the way it's set up kind of right now, though, is that you have these overriding ones, but maybe I want some sub ones that I can like also activate and deactivate, but have these two ones gonna be the base. Because I basically always want cancel to be a thing. And I don't want like if this grabs the cancel in the other mapping, then it kind of breaks how this works. I don't know if that makes sense, but then I do something where I go like disable all my inputs. And then I enable them selectively. But I guess, no, actually the way you do that is you have a different input thingy, right? Like you'd have, you create a new, so you'd actually have it on the, I think I've seen this before, where they actually have on the screen, they have a different mapping. So when you enable the screen, it enables itself, and then there's listening to controls. But do I do that in the same one, or do I make a new? I probably would make a new. Wait, did I not? What changes had I made to this thing? I'm wondering if I think I made a change to the look, and I want to make sure that the look scales properly. Oh my god. But yeah, I'm trying to figure out the context switching here, and should I think these should be kind of general inputs. And then I probably want to have screen-specific inputs. Probably. That are separate from these. I don't know. Okay, this feels fine. I'd probably turn it up, but yeah, let's just see what max is now, because obviously this. Yeah, okay, that's probably okay. I just want to make sure that there's a value that I wouldn't want, but that somebody might want. You can. All right. That's a bit better. Okay. So back to this though. Yeah. So I was gonna make a. I'll make a. Yeah. So do I even? So I might just want player mapping, and then when I open up UI, I block this player mapping. And then I have a different thing to handle the inputs that are in the UI stuff. Right? So I just always block the player inputs, basically, whenever this happens. And then we switch to UI inputs, but those inputs will be driven by the respective screens rather than anything else. I think that makes more sense than this, the way that's set up. Yeah. Can I go to this thing again? So I just need to find it. It's in here. Player input, right? So if I have this, and then I have another UI for other places, I think that makes more sense to me than what this is. So I'd basically delete this. I'm not using it at all. So I'd save that. And then you go out of here, and then we want to make a new player input though. So for that, I'm gonna go into Screen Manager. And was I using it? Oh yeah. So I actually don't think I need this. So now, for example, we'll go to HUD. We will add enable it for a second. So I missed that part where you were talking, brother. Are you talking about? What are you talking about in the animator? Right, empty. Configs, dialogues, configs, input. And so this will be UI input actions. Okay, so we'll delete the player ones. We will go, I guess, interesting. Okay, yeah, they are actually separate. So I want to. Well, I did want to go here. I don't have a fire, so I'm just gonna delete that. Move, look, charge flashlights. Okay, what's that? Yeah, those are actually used. Okay. And so, really, the only ones I use right now are cancel. Yeah, the only one I use is cancel. Delete those. Cancel button. Is it path cancel? Okay, yeah, okay, no, that's fine. On the UI opening transition in the animator, you can make an action to switch between schemes. Just toggle an even or enable this. Okay. Yeah, I was just gonna do. So you can set up this, and you can set the default mapping to be this, and default scheme is any auto switch, and then you have default map is UI, and then you can set the map to be the screen. So I might even rename this. Did I not rename this? Duplicate. Gotta be able to rename this, right? Okay, there we go. We'll call this basic UI. So I'll copy that for every other screen, but then I'll make this HUD. And so now the HUD will, I just have to save the asset, I guess, to use HUD. And HUD's gonna have an action for like inventory, screen, keyboard, it's gonna be, I'm looking for, oh my god, why is this, I don't know why this UI is just so utterly broken. Oh my god. I have to do it like this. By character map to key. I have to physically find it. I. Keyboard or mouse. Not gonna bother with the other. I'll figure out controllers when I actually decide if I'm gonna do that or not. But what else did HUD have? Code sheet. Okay. I tried at some point to go full code in a similar situation until I started looking in Unity official docs and vids, kind of wondering why they were so heavy on the animator. Maybe they're designing stuff to work that way. Yeah, I don't know. Unity does some things that are weird. um, and so then this will add a binding. Oh no, I already have one. Okay. So delete. And this was Q. Keyboard and mouse. And then I already have inventory, and then I have open terminal. Okay. The nice thing is I actually can move all of this out of update now. I can have them subscribe to the inputs, and when they happen, I just call these things versus having something run an update to check. So that's actually a nice change. That should actually go away now that I've made some changes. And so we'll have that. So basically, it does take a little bit more coding, but we go serialize field. We go a private layer input. And then so I guess we listen to them, but we also have to make sure that we're only doing it when we're active. And so I can go override. I can't remember if I have stuff in like awake and stuff. Nope. Okay. So void awake. I'll make a I should make this as a UI. I might. We have make this public void push if active, and so we'll take a T where T is a UI screen, and so I'll say if I guess game object dot active in hierarchy. Then we'll go screen manager dot push basically a lot of these things, yeah, all want this type of method. So then in awake, you go player dot let's see, I guess. How do I get a specific action again? Whatever, just reverse the asset. Find action. There we go. Jeez. Okay. So action ID, and then so this will be we'll go like cancel. I guess HUD doesn't really have. Oh no, cancel does have action. Okay. And then go dot. Performed. Can't remember. I should be able to go like this, no? Or is it just, or maybe I have to go like this? I think? No? Oh, it doesn't take, what? I don't know, whatever you take, I don't care. Okay. Should probably move that back up though, just so it's a little bit easier to understand, I think. Yeah. And I just gotta do this a few more times. I think I removed all the spaces out of this. But then this. Went to inventory, screen. And then there was one more. Open terminal. Can I just come and copy it? Paste. Terminal screen. Cool. I actually don't necessarily know if I need the push effective, because the way it should work is that this input system won't actually be enabled, so it won't even send the event. But I guess doesn't hurt, I guess, to do that. It's just I don't know, an extra little level of protection. And then, why are there so many notifications? And none of them probably I need to care about right now. Okay, so I'm gonna continue on. Da, 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 da. Okay. And then I guess we go to the next screen and just keep going at the input system stuff. So basically, I want to basically make get button down irrelevant. And same thing with get button. So interactor. And actually, interacts one that should be on the player. Yeah. So that should be on the player. So let's put that, throw that on player, and then I can grab that from the player. The player input. So just go to this one and interact. Keyboard. I type in E and this is what shows up. That's incredibly useful on the keyboard. Yes, that one. Go to mouse. Okay. Okay, and then yeah, I just need to go save asset. That should then prompt a recompile, but it should already be active here. So in start, what we're gonna do is we're gonna get a private player action then we go interact action. It's a little bit more work, definitely, to like set up this input system. But not using Unity engine dot input system. But now I kind of understand what they're doing. I think I it's not player action, it's input action. Input action. I do kind of like it. It's just definitely some growing pains. Equals input manager dot inputs dot player dot interact. Yeah. Okay. It was like was performed this frame. I think this is the one that I probably want. Okay, this is good comment here. This method is different from input was press this frame in that it depends directly on the interactions driving the action, including the default interaction if no specific interaction has been added to the action or binding. For example, let's say the action is bound to the spacebar and that binding has input system interactions hold interaction assigned to it. In the frame where the spacebar is pressed, input action was pressed will be true because the key is now pressed. But what's performed to this frame will still be false because the hold has not been performed yet. Only after the hold time has expired will was performed this frame be true, and only for the frame where hold was performed. This is different from checking input phase directly, as the action might have already progressed to a different phase after performing. In other words, even if the action performed in a frame, input action phase may no longer be input phase performed, whereas was performed this frame will remain true for the entirety of the frame regardless of what the action does. Unlike input read action, which will reset when the action goes back to the waiting state, this property will stay true for the duration. Okay. I think I want this. It's probably going to be pressed, but like performed is the press in this case. So I think that's good for that. Where do I go? Like when I have this, I guess I go final references, and then I kind of will just keep it over here, and then I'll slowly go through them. Mission manager is going to be annoying, so I guess let's just deal with it. Because there's a little bit of interesting portion to that. So again, this actually will have to change quite a bit. I don't have to do this in like a check for input coroutine, which seems kind of weird. Because we're checking for these. And so instead, what I want to do... All right, these are the bindings here. I think I only want like 4 of these. I don't think you'd really want to go to 5 necessarily, but maybe I'll go to 5. I'm going to go to 5 just to be interesting, I guess. Just to support it, but you can go to 5, sure. But the way I'm going to do this is we should subscribe to the inputs, which again should be in player. Permission 1. And then the way this works is 1 on the keyboard. Yep. Keyboard and mouse. But I think this is it an interaction? No. I thought there was a way. Okay. No. Oh, I had a binding with 1 modifier. Okay, let's try this then. So if I do composite type modifier. So if I do Alt here, and then this being 1 on the keyboard. Override modifier needed. I think I can delete this. Oh, my music stopped. Oh, so no one told me that my music wasn't playing for all this time. And I was very confused when I was looking at some... I assume you guys can hear it now. But... You know, it wasn't playing before, like in the clips or anything. And so I was very confused. The modifiers. How has... I just want to see how this works. So Unity input system modifier. Okay. This composite can be used to require another button to be held while pressing the button that triggers the action. This is most commonly used on keyboards. And Shift, Control, Alt to be held in combination with another key, right? Control +1. Note this is not restricted to the keyboard and will preserve the full value of the button. Okay. The value of the button while the button fire is pressed. Okay. No, okay. What I was hoping is that I wanted to know with both, like if what does this mean? Oh, this button with one modifier and this one modifier. One modifier. It's button with one modifier, but what is one modifier? What's the difference? Composite type. Composite type. I think it would be in composite. Hmm. Oh, this is the... Okay, which system am I on? I should be looking at the right. Search input. System 1.7. Damn. We're on the cutting edge. So now there's... Yeah, okay, there's one modifier composite. So what does this do? What is the difference, though, between button and this? This composite can be used to require a button. Okay, but what's the difference between this and the button one? Ah, I see. So it was my fault. Fair enough. Press first. Default is false. The binding for... You press before the B key. Right, okay. Composing. The binding types of these bindings can only be determined at runtime. Okay, so what's the difference between button? Is this the same? It's all... Okay, so I assume this just the gating is somewhat different than the button with one modifier. That's the only real difference. The annoying thing is I want to know when this gets pressed, but I was basically... I think I don't want to do this. I just want to do... Delete. I'm going to make... binding. Just one keyboard. And what we're going to do... Actually, you know what? I'm going to revoke that idea about this. There's only going to be 4. And the reason is if I ever do key controller, I'm probably going to like have a modifier key and then do the X, Y, 8 things to do that. Because and I'd only have 4 options. So we'll just do 4. But we'll do 4 permissions, and then we'll have the lock permission modifier key. It's probably not how they wanted it to be designed, but we'll just deal with it. Three, and then duplicate one more time. Duplicato. 4. Okay, and then the duplicate this, but we'll rename it to lock permission modifier alt. All right, so actually, I need to save asset with all those in. And for the when do I add a slot? Slot count. Okay. Count equals mathf dot max here. 4. Okay. Oh well, I gotta lurk and alert. Zone in and lurk. Speaking golem voice. Manager scrapped more tickets for us. Precious yucky tickets. Why are they always show us their tickets precious? Their swirly wacket tickets. Got 'em. Got 'em. Okay. Thanks for jumping in and lurking. Max 4 allowed with inputs. Okay. So I'm just gonna like hard cap it at 4. All right, and then what we're gonna do is in initialize. This is basically only used in this loop, right? That's where it's used. Okay, yeah. So I'm not gonna do that anymore. And what we're going to do instead is we're going to have the private input action. This is going to be the lock permission modifier. And this is going to go equals to input manager dot inputs dot player dot lock permission modifier. Then gonna go and then go for mission 1 dot performed equals This is a little bit of an iffier one because this actually is not persistent. When I have a UI screen, it's persistent, so I don't have to care about removing it. In this case, I do. So how do I want to manage that? Is this an event action or is this just an input? Because can I set? No. Okay. Yeah. Hmm. So basically, yeah, I'm gonna have to do something like this. It's like super gnarly. Any code purity people look away for your own sanity. Yeah. Wait one second. Okay, and so what I need to do there is I can now go plus equals evade permission 1. Oh, it's gotta have its stupid input action callback context. Action dot callback context. I guess context. I don't know. What does this even have inside it? Like state, phase, form, start. Oh, there's a lot of things that I don't care about, but I guess I need to use it. Okay. Let me just duplicate this a bunch of times. We go 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. And then copy this whole thing. I need to probably have something for... Can't remember if I have something for override. On game unloaded. Yep, there we go. Minus equals, minus equals, minus equals, minus equals. I guess actually this would be a better situation where I would have just a local input that I would manage, probably. Instead of doing this, I could just go SOS player input. Oh, damn it. Then I just do this. Then don't care at all about this. Yeah, okay. I think that's probably the better way of doing it instead of relying on the other things. It should still manage. The only question is whether or not it manages the actually manages the so that disables the asset. So everything that's connected to the asset should actually then get disabled. I'll have to check that doesn't work, but I think that should work better. And do the things that I want to do. So I'm just going to check with the wife when she wants me to end up. So I should at least have a half an hour, but I might get another half an hour-ish if she is willing. Alright. Nice, guys. I didn't really need to do this, but whatever. It's done, so might as well not remove it. Okay. So now we've done that. It's no longer doing this, but I do need to go in the part where I do this. We go now underscore the lock permission modifier dot holds. What is it called? Is pressed. Cross the button, press threshold, and has not yet fallen back below the threshold. Yep. Okay. Okay. So now that's all nice and tidy. Done. Flashlight. Yeah, button for toggle flashlight. Okay. That's another one that I can add in here. Let's just... Can I move things? I can. Okay. Well, now I know. So toggle flash light, and we're gonna go and on the keyboard. There we go. And save that asset. Equals so it's fine for these ones to reference it because they're only doing the toggle stuff. Although I guess in this case I wouldn't have to check this one each time. Wait, why? All right. It was doing that. I'll just modify it, I think. Yeah, I'll just modify it. I could make this into a function and you wouldn't actually have to change anything. I think it's okay. Was perform this frame. I think that's just fine. It's doing stuff in update anyways. It's not like I can remove the updates. What? Oh. It doesn't like the, Yeah. Okay, I understand. Permission manager. Guess you're not allowed to do that, so we'll just go and say here underscore inputs equal. Okay. What else am I? Right, okay, next is, just keep going. Keep going, let's try to finish this. Okay. Oh, interesting. Okay, so right, I did have this ability to navigate the command history. Redo the same commands. I guess I can keep that. But again, I can put all of these into actions. And then just subscribe to them. Yeah, and I want to make them as a player input. Did I actually ever... I didn't drag the inputs. I'll just put the inputs like right underneath HUD. But yeah, and then I'll duplicate this. So now this is going into terminal screen. So the reason why I want to do this as that is that you can actually then control which ones get enabled and disabled and all that good stuff. So duplicate, let me go. This is player input, underscore player input. This is incorrectly serialized, so I'll just fix this while I'm gonna change stuff anyway. So let's just compile here. while I'm fixing this up. So do I have a start awake? Here, go. Okay. Actually, when I go, I go back to HUD for a second. Yeah, current action map is local to player input. You can still freely enable. Okay. Okay. Maybe before I get too deep into this, then I want to just test that. The inputs on the HUD work as I think they do. I believe I got it right, but I'm not sure if I got it right. Oops. So if I go, I shouldn't have been able to send Morse code as well in the dialog screen. I got a null ref. And the HUD awake. Didn't it have a default? Inputs. HUD. Oh, okay. Well, so 1 second. Made sense why none of the other things were working, but it should be actually no invoke C# events. Okay. Oh, did I not save it so that I think HUD should have been there. Although maybe these weren't there. Let's check. Oh yeah, except if I did actually make a change that I wanted to there. Well, I did. I changed that. I had to redo that, but we'll see. Let's go out of flame off for a second. I didn't want to play again. Go into here. No, I didn't change this back to, okay. So that I actually did want to change. Save. Okay. So I gotta wrap up in like 15 minutes. I already got the timer. Alrighty. Might not be able to tackle the rest of these. There's quite a few, but the rest should go quickly, assuming this does work, because it's all just the screen. So they do the same flow as the HUD. Oh wait. I think I know why. Yeah, they said do stuff and start, not awake. Because I think the player input has to do with stuff in awake too. So I'll definitely have to switch it in terminal speed too, I think. So I was planning to do it in awake. I didn't actually do anything in awake yet. Okay. I did actually recompile that, right? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, so that definitely should be happening. I'm still sending Morse code when... Still got the non-ref. I guess I should check, though. I'm not Yeah, I was on 23, though. I was, so... Inventory screen, there we go. Okay. And the last one's open terminal. Okay. So it's not, yeah, it's not the current map. It was just that I was getting the wrong input name.
I just want to check if that, like, if the
UI Morse tap not being blocked was ref because I was getting like null refs here, or if that's a different issue. Because I feel like the dialog screen does push the block of UI flag. So input manager wise, actually, so I shouldn't be doing that at all. I should be doing or something like that. I'll just recompile to make sure that we'll do that change and then see if that works. Hopefully it does. Hopefully. I'm gonna end up, this is gonna be like a 3-stream change. It's just changing inputs. It's really the mouse though that took the longest amount of time, I think, but or at least it was the most inflated time that I would have thought. Node game. Okay. I'm running low on memory. Still able to send Morse code, which is not great. None of my inputs work. Except for the Morse code inputs work. God, do I have to like specifically call enable on them or something when I get enabled? Something? Is that how it works? Why do you think I'm using a gamepad? It's kind of foolish. If I go over to Foot manager, thinks I'm using keyboard mouse. Okay. Yeah, I don't have a gamepad open, so I don't know why. It thinks I'm on a gamepad. So user 1 versus 0. Okay. That's probably why I was thinking I'm supposed to be. It's thinking, yeah, this is supposed to be a player, a different player. I think. Is that how this works? So I think I know why the Morse code was working is because it's using this still, I think. Yeah, it's using the old input, and so this isn't being blocked by anything now. So that makes sense. But how do I get around this? Here we go. Is there like a different... Yeah. Hmm. So yeah, that definitely does not work. Yeah, I totally thought you could just have like a thing like that on here. But it definitely seems like that is not what you're allowed to do. So I wonder if what I have to do. Maybe like. I guess I would probably still, I need to have these back in here because none of these are going to be accessible while I'm in these states. But I would have a state for HUD, I would have a state for another screen type of thing. Can I copy and then paste it over here? Yeah, okay. Copy, paste. Although HUD has to be active at the same time as player. And there is some HUD that, yeah, there's some... There is, like the code toggle sheet has to be available for other things. So, sorry if I missed that, KSS, but go have a good hunt for food. I also need to be signing off soon. So I guess I'm gonna have to have another think on this. I'll see. I'll try to see maybe in the background if I can have two. A different type of inputs. Set up and then see if that breaks or does anything. Like if I have SOS player inputs and SOS UI inputs, how does that work? So I'll test that out. And yeah, I'm gonna go say hello to another horror streamer that I've recently hung out with. So I'm gonna say hello to him. And yeah, I'm gonna go right over, say hello to him, and I'm gonna try to figure this out a little bit while I have a few more minutes. So, thanks all for watching, and I shall see ya over there. It's a cool horror stream. It's a Aussie, I think. Got a nice little accent. So, see you over there. Bye-bye for now.